I was online yesterday and I saw an anonymous post, and it caught my eye, and I want to talk about it today because you may at some point in time in your retirement face the same thing. In this post, the person said she and her husband had retired early. They had been able to do that very securely because they had been very good savers, and they knew that they were going to be able to support their lifestyle for as long as they lived and enjoy retirement. But things have changed, and she is now concerned that they may run out of money or may not have what they need to support the lifestyle that they're living and may have to make some changes to their lifestyle. The thing that has changed is that they are now supporting his brother. So I won't go into all the details because she shared this anonymously in a private group. But suffice this to say, they are supporting the brother at a very high level. That is putting a lot of stress on their cash flow, a lot of stress on their portfolio, and that could create a situation where maybe they don't have enough money for the long term. Now, I don't know if they've rerun their plan. I don't know this person, so I don't have those details. But I have had other clients that have encountered a similar situation. One lady had a grandson that needed a transplant, and the only place that they could find what he needed that was a match was to pay for that transplant out of pocket. And if they didn't do that, then he would not live. And it was very expensive. And then I've had clients who have had children or grandchildren that have had car accidents or lost their home or things along that line, gotten a divorce and lost a lot of money through a divorce. On the other side of it, I've had clients who have had parents that needed long-term care, and they didn't have long-term care insurance. They didn't have the resources to pay for the care that they needed, and my client, their child, has stepped in to help and to assist both financially and then, of course, on a day-to-day basis as needed. All of these things can put a lot of stress and strain on your plan. And so as you're thinking about your retirement or getting ready to retire, or even if you're already in retirement and you haven't looked at this yet, I want to suggest some steps for you to take. Number one would be to start by thinking through what you can do to support people that are in your family. If something comes up, how can you support them? What resources do you have to support them? And to help you with that, you should build into the plan some level of stuff happens. A lot of times when people are thinking about their spending plan for retirement, they're really just thinking about the things they spend regularly and not thinking about all the things that might come up along the way. And it's those things that come up along the way that can take a plan off track. So you want to build in some room for that. You also need to stress test it. You should stress test something happens and you need to support your parents or you need to support a child or a grandchild, as well as you need some extra level of care because your health might begin to fail in your older years in retirement. And so stress test this to know where does your plan begin to have issues, or how solid and strong is your plan under any of these scenarios that could happen. Number three, have conversations with the family members that you might need to help. Begin to talk about your parents' plans for long-term care. Begin to talk about what you're going to do about long-term care yourself. Let your children and grandchildren know. And begin to talk about their own protections. Do they have umbrella insurance? Do they have things that they might need to protect themselves so that there's less need for you to step in and use your money to help them? And then last but not least, if anything comes up, be sure and talk to your financial advisor first. Walk through with your financial advisor the options you have, the resources available to you or to your family member. Get all the cards on the table before you make a decision so that you can make the very best decision or help your family member make the very best decision. And that will keep your financial picture as strong and solid as possible so that it carries you through to the end of your life. That will help you be on your best path in retirement.